Welcome students. This is chapter 10 of grade 9 science and the name of the chapter is gravitation. So in chapter number 8 and 9 we have discussed in chapter number 8 we discussed about the law, we discussed about motion. In chapter number 9 we discussed about force without which you cannot say that the object is in motion. The object will remain in stationary position unless and until you apply some kind of force to it. Okay, so in this ninth chapter we learned about different laws of force, motion, different laws of forces, my first law, second law, third law on and proposed by Newton. So in this chapter we will be learning about gravitational force. Okay, so Isaac Newton was only the scientist who grasped that the same force is responsible for the motion of the moon around the earth. The motion, it is only responsible when an object is dropped from a height, falls towards the earth. So all this, we are standing on the earth. All this is because of the force known as the gravitational force. So in this chapter we will be learning in detail about the gravitational force, the laws of universal law of gravitation, how it affects the how the objects floats in the liquid and all. Okay, so we know that the moon goes around the earth. That's a natural fact that we know that the moon goes around the earth. So when an object, when thrown upward, reaches a certain height, after reaching a certain height, it falls down. Okay, so when Isaac Newton was sitting under a tree, he saw that an apple fell on him. So he thought, why didn't that apple not move upward? Why did it only fall down? So with that one question, he proposed so many questions and he concluded that it is because the earth has some kind of force which pulls the object towards it. So, and he gave that force the gravitational pull, the gravitational force. He argued that at each point of the orbit, okay, so he also proposed that. Then he thought, why, if the earth pulls the object towards it, why doesn't it pull the moon towards it that is moving around it? Later on, he argued that at each point of the orbit, the moon falls towards the earth. ठीक है, हर एक ऑर्बिट में मून जो होता है वो सर्व के अर्थ के पास आता है, लेकिन वो एक सर्कुलर मोशन बन जाता है. जब सारे फोर्सेस इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं तो इट विल गिव राइट्स टू अ सर्कुलर फोर्स. So that is why instead of going in a straight line, the move is moving in a circular path. So this was explained with the help of this activity when you tie a stone with a thread and when you circulate it. Okay, when you're circulating it, it will obtain a constant velocity. So it will, when you will release the thread again, it will for some while it will move in a circular motion and it will fall on the ground. Before the thread is released, the stone moves in a circular path and changes its direction at every point. This change in the direction involves change in velocity and acceleration. The force that causes this change, okay, this change in acceleration and which keeps the body moving is due to the circular path acting towards the center. This force that acts in the center, which helps the object to move, which helps in the motion of the moon around the earth, is called the centripetal force. Okay, the centripetal force is provided by the gravitational force of attraction. If there was no such force, then the moon would pursue or move in a uniform straight motion in the absence of this motion. Now, the motion around the earth is due to the centripetal force, motion of moon around the earth. Now before that I will explain you what is tangent of a circle. Tangent is a straight line, means a point. It is a point on the circle, a straight line that meets the circle at one and only one point is called the tangent to the circle. Okay, now all these tangents will circulate all this tangent. Okay, ये सारे tangent जो होते हैं वो straight जाएंगे. तो in wherever on the circle you take a point, it will give rise to this tangent, and all these tangents will merge and it will give to a circular motion. So the centripetal force is provided by the force of attraction of the earth. If there was no such force, the moon would pursue a uniform straight line motion. It is seen that a falling apple is attracted towards the earth. Now the apple attracts the earth. If you do so, we do not see the earth moving towards an apple. Why? Again, it is because of the above reason. Now, according to the third law of motion, the apple does not attract the earth. But according to the second law of motion, for a given force, acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass of an object. So, the mass of an apple is negligible as compared to that of the earth. So, we see that the earth is moving towards the earth is not moving towards the apple. The apple moves towards the earth because its mass is less. In our solar system also, all the planets go around the sun. So the same reason, as the mass of the planet is negligible compared to the mass of the sun or low compared to the mass of the sun, all the planets move around the sun. Newton concludes that not only does the earth attract an apple and the moon, but all the objects in the universe attract each other. So this force of attraction between objects is called the gravitational force. To explain this is known as universal law of gravitation. Every object in the universe attract each other with a force proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the two objects. Now suppose we have taken two objects, that is object A and object B. Object A is bigger in size and object B is smaller in size. So the mass of object A is more and mass of object B is less. Now according to the law of conservation, law of universal law of gravitation, force. We can say that the force applied between both the object is F. Mass is capital M of object A and small m for object B. Now, as in the law of conservation, law of gravitation, we have written that force is directly proportional to product of mass. That is, F is proportional to m into m. Force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. The distance between object A and B is d. The square of the distance will be d square. So F is proportional to 1 upon d square. When you compare both of them, F is proportional to m into m, F is proportional to 1 upon d square. So F is proportional to m into m upon d square. So F equals to G, as I told you that in chapter number 8 or 9 also, that when you are removing the proportionality sign, you have to take a constant. So here we are taking the constant value G. So G is the constant of proportionality and you will get the formula F equals to G m into m upon d square. Now if you want to find the value of G, so value of G will be F into d square upon m into m. You will find the value of G. Okay, G equals to F d square upon m into m. This SI unit of G is obtained by substituting all the values of force between two objects, the distance between two objects, the mass between two objects. So the value of G's unit is Newton, that is force का unit Newton, distance का unit meter square and mass का unit kg और दूसरे mass का unit kg. So it will be Newton meter square upon kg square. Okay, now the value of G was found by Henry Cavendish. The accepted constant value, as it is a constant of proportionality, it has a constant value, that is 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. So from this we can even calculate, we even know that when two persons are sitting with each other, okay, suppose you and your friend is standing, you and your friend is sitting in front of each other, both of you also will apply some kind of gravitational pull with one another. ठीक है, तुम दोनों के बीच में भी ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स होता है, बट इधर डिस्टेंस इतना कम होता है कि फोर्स जो अप्लाई होता है वो कंपैरेटिवली नेग्लिजिबल होता है कंपेयर टू द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स. सो हम एक दूसरे के साथ अट्रैक्ट होते हुए हमको दिखते नहीं हैं. ओके, इट इज़ बिकॉज दैट द law is universal in the sense that it is applicable to all the bodies, whether the body are big or small, whether they are celestial or terrestrial. saying that f is inversely proportional to the square of d means that if d gets bigger by a factor of 6, f becomes 1 upon 36 times smaller. Okay, so you have an activity, you have an experiment, numerical here, in which mass of the earth is given, mass of the moon is given, distance between the earth and moon is given, and the force exerted by the earth on the moon we have to calculate. The value of g already we know, they have taken the round figure 6.7. so substituting all the values in f, you will get f as 2.02 into 10 raised to 20 Newton. So this is the force exerted by the earth on the moon. Now, as f is proportional to m into m and indirectly proportional to d square, we can say that the force depends on the force increases with mass and the force decreases with the increase or decreases in the distance between the two object. अगर दो ऑब्जेक्ट के बीच का डिस्टेंस बढ़ जाता है तो फोर्स कम हो जाता है, ठीक है, एंड इफ द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टू ऑब्जेक्ट इज लेस द फोर्स विल बी हायर. So now what are the importance of this law of gravitation in daily life? We are binded on the earth because of this gravitational force. The moon moves around the earth because of this motion. The planets move around the earth because of this motion. The tides and ebbs, the tides occur due to the moon and the sun फोर्स बिटवीन वन अनदर. उनके बीच में जो फोर्स होता है मून और सन के बीच में, जब मून बीच में आता है सन और अर्थ के बीच में, तब टाइड्स और एब्स होते हैं. तो इट इज़ ऑल्सो बिकॉज ऑफ द सेम ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स.